Hi, I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Stories, where I tell funny stories from my past or go on a rant in an effort to make you laugh. So, a while ago, I did tell the story of a particular person that was in my life when I worked at a gas station that we called Ham Girl. If you didn't see that video, we called her Ham Girl because somebody made a joke about not smoking pot, but rather just smoking hams, and she had to be explained what it meant. And that is how she got the nickname among us of Ham Girl. This girl was the stereotypical girl you see in a Hollywood movie. Blonde hair, blue-eyed, very beautiful, with about as much going on upstairs as a fence post. Seriously, this girl came in all the time. Apparently her and her husband just lived down the street. And almost every time she came in, I had to hear something that made my brain hurt. Because this girl, she was like Amanda Seyfried's character in Mean Girls. Except I'm not sure if any part of her body could tell if it was already raining. But the thing is, her husband was reasonably intelligent, and he would come in and he would start conversations because I think he enjoyed seeing me cringe at the stupid crap she'd say. And it does make me wonder why he married this girl in the first place. Like, is he really so shallow that he married a girl just because she was pretty? Did he like the fact that she made everybody feel like a scholar? Because I couldn't do that. Like, my wife, like me, she's not a genius. I'm not a genius either. But we can share an intellectual conversation once in a while. This girl, you could not. For example, one day the two of them come in. She goes off shopping because that's what she always did. I don't know why she would shop so much at a convenience store, but she did. And he'd usually just stay up there and talk with me, and we'd talk a little bit. Usually something in the news. This guy apparently loved to watch the news, and in the news at that point, they were talking about how eventually they were going to put the Mars rover on Mars, the machine, and it led to the conversation of if we ever believe that actual people will ever set foot on Mars. My personal belief is I think maybe, yeah, someday it's possible we could get there, but with all that would have to go into people being actually able to live on Mars, not even in 100 years from now. I don't ever see that happening, but who knows. Then she comes up, and she has to add to this. I wonder if we'll ever set foot on the sun. Honey, that's impossible. Well, that's what they said about the moon. Yeah, but the moon is not really a planet, but kind of. It's solid. The sun is a star. Stars are small. No, they're not. They just appear small from where we are. But obviously the sun, yes, is a big star, but it's still just a star. It's not solid. Stars are also pointy. Baby, stars are not like you see in cartoons. Okay, I know that stars aren't like that. I mean, I'm not stupid. But when you look up at them in the sky, you can see that they're pointy, and the sun is round. Okay. But either way, we could never go there because way before we would even reach the sun, we'd burst into flames. It's extremely hot. Well, obviously they'd have to go at night. Okay, well, don't get me wrong. I understand that the sun would still be hot, but it would be a little cooler, and then they'd have to make spacesuits that are fire retarded. Don't get mad at me. That is exactly what she said. Fire retarded. As if flames have a mental disability. At that point, though, her husband and I looked at each other and had a telepathic communication of, dude, I'm done with this. Oh, me too. So that was the end of that stupid rant. We just kind of went, okay, fine, sure. Maybe someday at night they'll go to the sun. Whatever. But it didn't stop there. I've got lots of material from this girl. that I will say, I like that I can now tell it on YouTube because I doubt she'll ever see it, and if she does, I doubt she'll remember it's her. And if she still does, whatever, I don't see her every day. But back then, I was also trying to do stand-up comedy, and I didn't want to tell these stories because most of the places I would perform are local, and there's always the chance that it would get back to her, and I didn't want to deal with that. Another time, this time the husband didn't really set me up for it. At least I don't think on purpose. They came in arguing because apparently on their way there, while they were in the car, the Smash Mouth song All Star came on, and they started arguing over a particular lyric. And she came up to me. Hey, can you settle an argument for us? I don't know what it's about, but I'm already going to say he's right. Okay, what? You know the song All Star by Smash Mouth? Yeah. Who doesn't know that song? What about it? You know where someone asks for change so they can get gas? And then he later says, we could all use a little change? Yeah. He's talking about coins, right? No. Why would a guy ask for a change in life to get gas? Okay, I guess I get where the confusion was. The lyrics say, someone asked, could you spare some change for gas? I need to get myself away from this place. And then his part is, I said, yep, what a concept. I could use a little fuel myself and we could all use a little change. So putting that together, I answered her. Okay. The guy came up and was asking for spare change. Whatever he could spare. Coins, dollars, whatever. And he used that to say we could all use a little change in our lives. That's what I said. But how is that going to get you gas? It's a turn of phrase. He took one phrase and made it mean another. Okay, well, I still disagree with both of you because to me it makes no sense. We don't all need coins. Sometimes with this girl you just really had to cut your losses. For your own sanity. The last one I'm going to tell you. To get a better understanding of her husband, he was a Marine veteran. This was a town with a Marine base. Sadly, he told me the story. He'd gotten injured while in Iraq. Apparently, some type of bomb went off near him, and what got him medically discharged was it was close enough to where it didn't do any real damage to his body, I guess. He had a few scars that he showed me. But the worst part was he was almost completely deaf in one ear, slightly deaf in another ear. So sometimes he would actually talk to you. He'd lean in like that if he couldn't hear. Especially because me, I have a low talking voice. I'd have to speak up. But because of this, he was always talking about the war in Iraq. And this was during the war in Iraq. Like, to date how long ago this was, when I worked at this gas station, George W. Bush was still the president. And his personal opinion was that we should just pull out. I think we should just pull out, let them have their own civil war. And of course, she's standing there. She can't just let it go. She had to make my brain hurt. Babe, the Civil War was us. Oh, sweet Jesus, be merciful. Not the American Civil War, honey. The Civil War going on in the Middle East. No, babe, the Civil War was when North America fought South America over slavery. Why? You want to get this one? No? Okay. First of all, there's been many, many civil wars throughout history. Besides the American Civil War. A civil war is two peoples who are supposed to be on the same side are fighting each other. Kind of like when America fought against itself. Not South America. No. I know it was North America versus South America. No, it wasn't North America. That's a continent. That would mean Canada, the United States, and Mexico were fighting against Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, and all the other countries in South America. That's not who was fighting. It was the northern half of America was fighting against the southern half of America. But it was America versus America. So what other country got involved? That's what I'm telling you. We didn't fight another country. We fought amongst ourselves. Why it was a civil war? Because the north part of the country felt that slavery was wrong, whereas the southern part of the country felt that slavery was good and wanted to keep it. So America fought against America over whether or not to free slaves. Some of you are ready to chime in like, but we had other things to fight about. I was really just trying to simplify it for this idiot. So no. Mexico wasn't involved. Canada wasn't involved. We didn't fight against Chile. It was just us versus us. Again, that's why it's a civil war. Like right now in the Middle East, there are people fighting against each other. That shouldn't be. They should be on the same side, but they're not. It's a civil war. That's what he's saying. So does that mean in South America they still have slavery? That's what you took from this? I have no idea, but we didn't fight them. Now some of you are going like, okay, you've got to be making some of this up. You have no idea how badly I wish I was. So there you have it. That's my story video this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications when I post videos, and leave a comment. Comment on how much this made your brain hurt. Love you guys.